Same amount.
Because remember, they just have a tiebreaker over us because
I
they
did
did
it.
it.
Let me see.
You're good to.
Yeah.
You know what, that lady's not gonna have to get in.
You can go down to the
No,
last
sir.
one.
Or she texted you, just let me know, I'll stay on top of it. I'll go walk
All I
out.
can see.
She respond to you?
How are
That's
you?
what-
Yeah, what time
That's
do
never
you?
happened.
Says I'll learn how to use the phone.
You're good to start.
Can you
That's
imagine?
super thing. You're good to start whenever you want.
And now there's issues with the. It has to,
We have a
load
lady
it.
down.
Sorry?
We have a lady coming down. I don't know what the heck.
No, yeah, she hasn't responded to you yet.
Yeah, I took a video of my team.
Well, I can't worry
It
about it.
was in a
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
But they're not turning on.
They asked me, do you feel like the offense?
Famoso, mira, va.
Or you're playing.
No, here he must have been like, he attended. He was going like three, like 2 or 3.
You know, he's basically throwing the rest of the offense under the bus. He's gotta learn that. You take the blame for everything. and-
Don't we usually just say what the names were?
He's young.
Oh, the ginger thing.
They changed the name. Thank you. Those names.
No, yeah.
Es que no sabe, he's
All right, well,
22.
Could it be?
But they're upset.
Maybe it's supposed to be-
You
want me to give it to my phone?
Maybe he's been in effect.
I'm gonna look for a video.
Do you want me to turn how to turn all those things off?
Nancy,
If this has been on, do you want me to turn off the sound? That's what I was telling you, that you're ready to go.
we're live already?
Yeah, yeah.
That's because nobody has seen it
Okay.
before. When they start
They
planning.
already said we're.
7:03.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
It's up to you, just let me know.
he was like.
It's not a content.
It's the location.
When you, if the group was here on Monday.
You know what? Wait a minute.
But they can track where we
Now
go.
I know that on Wednesday, they're gonna
He's
be
missing tonight.
And all the way here.
From the meeting that was canceled. Do you have another meeting?
We didn't have a council.
Yes.
The geolocation.
You're
The one that was
supposed to
supposed to happen
have.
before you leave.
No, that was.
So on our end.
We didn't have any other-
No, you missed that
I
one.
missed one meeting, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But we're starting, we're gonna talk about that.
Latin
Yeah.
America.
Let's get this.
Yeah, I think it was.
You want me to give it a list?
You mean to
You
take
know
that?
where she is. You don't know how many people are gonna send that.
I have questions
The fact that my address is covered doesn't mean you have it. Yo tenía puesto por ahí.
Call the meeting to order, please. The time is 7:04. Secretary, please call the roll.
Nancy Roger, Chairman, Nancy Roger,
Here,
Vice Chair, Johnny Torres. Omar Gonzalez here. Darwin Villavicencio,
not excused, but I'm not here.
George Peña.
Here.
Luis Lopez.
Here.
Brandon Diaz,
Here.
Officer Robin Amador,
Present.
and, I guess we don't have a fire department representative. We have a forum.
Okay. All right, the order of the business, deferrals, additions, and deletions. I'm not going to bring any up right now. There's some things that we sort of have hanging, and there is a lady that just asked me for the address. She's on her way, but as for her name and recognition and exactly what it is that we want to be here for, the only thing I can remember is that it does have some connection with, what was the name of the place you said that?
The Latin America.
Latin American Grill. And I hope she does get here because I would like to hear what she has to say, and it's a shame that she isn't here right now.
Nancy, can I make an addition? If we don't get to the next meeting?
Yeah, and what I'm concerned about is that has to be in here somewhere as to what we're gonna do for the December meeting. So I will put that down as an addition.
Yeah, so the addition would be we had talked about last meeting, the public safety video. The video we had discussed before for the prior budget, so if we can put that down, maybe a 9 p.m. routine, whatever you want to call it, for public safety video.
You,
I'll explain that. later.
refresh, all right.
Yeah, just put public
Okay,
safety
the
video and I'll
public
talk
safety.
to her when we get to
And
it.
then I will leave an opening here for the guest if when she gets here, because I'm sure it's something that is important now and not something we're going to pass on for next month. Because, and the other thing, like I said, is the December meeting. We might have to postpone that one. Okay, so the budget update. Outstanding accounts payable. We got that all straightened out. Right, Isle, with the accounts payable, the last bills that we owed to
No,
Schuler's.
as a refresher, in terms of when it comes to carryover funds, just to make sure that everything has been paid out, it's likely that it has, but the 100% true number will not be given to you guys until after December.
Until after December.
So that you can, so that you have a number to go based off of.
On the budget balance carryover, the only thing it would have been was the final bill from Schuler's. That was our expectation.
Yeah, that's the
Those are the last
expectation.
things that we purchased or whatever, and it's the $651 range that I think the carryover.
But again, your true number doesn't come in until after December.
Right.
So then if you guys do decide to make any requests from council, you'll have that number after December.
Right, and any request to spend that carryover money will not occur until the April council meeting is what I was told.
The budget officer suggested to go to council meeting in February,
Okay,
after obviously you guys have that number and you vote on it.
that's even better than April, that's for sure.
Well, it might be, I don't know when it's done, but February would be the correct time to go and ask for it.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, just want to make a quick comment. We have to go over the minutes, and you can to approve the minutes in the prior meeting.
Oh, it's not on here.
No, it's not on there. Yeah,
Missing it.
yeah, I know.
Okay,
It's not gonna be double.
all right, so let's do 5, numeral 3. That had to be somebody going out.
Yeah.
All right, well, we can't make it 5, Roman numeral 3, we'll just stick it in there right now. Go over the minutes, please, and have them accepted.
Well, my only comment on the minutes is that it says October 22nd, Tuesday, but either the date or the day is wrong. October 22nd is a Saturday.
And that's for what, say that?
That's for the previous minutes. This is October, see on top? It's October 22nd. That's a Saturday.
Be the 25th. Nope, nope, it was the 25th at
Yes. it was
7
the
PM,
25th, yeah.
October 25th.
I'll motion to approve the minutes with the amend changes to October 25th.
In a second. Okay, old business, recap of the Public Safety Committee at Youth Activity Halloween event. Thank you to those of you who were able to show up. I really appreciate it. It didn't seem like there was anything specific. We didn't have any problems. The haunted house was mobbed. And around about that time, there was something that I happened to have to get involved in. And it wasn't anything major, but it was just something that proved why we needed to be there, in that it was still very crowded with people in line. I was in front of the haunted house entrance area, and there was a man standing there, arms crossed, leaning up against a tree. And we talked a bit, and then I said something about Public Safety Committee, but he couldn't get away from me fast enough. So he was just watching people, and I never saw him with a child. So we gathered up the guys and told them, you know, I couldn't exactly say, other than what he was wearing and whatever his height, but anything after that. And we didn't really see him again. Thank God, we didn't have any incidents over there. So it was very successful. Brian was very, very happy because we usually volunteer as private citizens, not as public safety committee people, but they know who we are and that type of thing. So they did appreciate us being there. Otherwise, it was fantastic and a really big success. That's all I wanted to say about that. And the recap of the Veterans Day Parade was another thing that I volunteered for. Did the registration. They are so organized, those guys. I guess it's got to do with the military. Yes, sir. So do you want to add anything on more? Because you were there as well. Okay. The CAPS reorder update. I finally got a hold of the owner to tell them that we are still interested in ordering caps, but what happens is I got a notice back from them that the order was canceled. And when he finally called me back and I asked him why, he said that their computer is set up that if an order isn't made, you know, once they give out so many estimates, if there's no order, then it automatically drops the request. So I said, well, will you please send another one? Because we're, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the question was, I showed you two different hats with the emblem in the front, and the choices were the snap type, where you pop the little plastic things in the hole, or the adjustable with his clip-ons.
That's not good. The snap is about.
The one
Yeah,
with the pop
yeah.
plastic thing, that's what I think so too. And so I told him that, I said, it's what we decided on. He's all right, I'll send you the order. Haven't gotten it yet. And I've called it and left messages twice. So they're having a big issue ever since, you know, the hurricane and all that other stuff, I guess, but right now it's on hold. But I will stay after him. So it is the one with the snaps. Okay, participation in the first responder. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even, so quiet down there. Let the record show that Councilwoman Rolano has attended our meeting. And this is her baby here, and I'm going to let her introduce it to us.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you first and foremost for letting me join you guys tonight. It's always a pleasure to attend committee meetings and see what wonderful work you all do. I wanted to visit with you today to request that the Public Safety Committee sponsor and support an event that I'm putting together in the month of January. The month of January is First Responder Cancer Awareness Month, and it extends to police officers and firefighters. These brave men and women are at very high risk for certain cancers because of environmental factors, you know, just chemicals that they work with, as well as stress that they are exposed to in their line of work. So a very dear friend of mine, her name is Mariby Betancourt. She is an ER nurse, and her husband is a first responder. He's a City of Miami firefighter. She reached out to me to see if the town of Miami-Dade would be interested in putting together somewhat of a resource fair, as well as a kind of a speaking event where doctors would be present, and we're trying to see if Jimmy Petronis can join us as well to talk about some legislation that has passed recently that helps first responders with regards to cancers that are associated with their line of work. So we'd like to put together an event in the month of January, have some speakers come out and invite first responders from our area and from outside of our area to visit with us and hear what these individuals have to say. There is, I believe, a firefighter who's going to be talking about his personal experience with cancer. And so I thought that it was only fitting that the Public Safety Committee be part of this event and hopefully sponsor it and support it. It's not a financial commitment that we're looking for, but more just a commitment of support. So I was wanting to know if anyone had any questions, or if I can give you any more information.
Would it be beneficial for the committee maybe to do an outreach to a local, like the local unions? The
I've
Police
Absolutely.
Development Association and the local 1403?
Absolutely. I was informed that the city of Pinecrest and the town of Miami Lakes are the two municipalities that have the most first responders that live within the municipalities. I
Okay.
didn't know that. I think it's an honor that first responders choose Miami Lakes to live in. So we'll have a big pool of individuals to pull from, but the unions obviously will allow us the information to reach out. Perhaps when we put together a
Yeah.
proper
Would you-
flyer.
Would you want us, would you want us to reach out to the unions to see if they want to get involved in the event?
I'm already handling that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that would be wonderful because they are the ones that will be able to get in contact with their members to express to them that we're gonna be hosting this event. It'll be the first one of its kind. And hopefully, like with a lot of other things that Miami Lakes does, it'll be contagious and other municipalities will follow suit.
If it helps, I know Captain Omar Blanco, that was the union president for MDFR, for local
That would be
1403, that he was
fantastic.
the president that passed the Miami-Dade, or the state
The
cancer
state
coverage
legislation, exactly.
with Chief Petronas, yeah.
So it would be fantastic if someone like him could join us and
He's stationed
explain.
actually in one of our stations. I think he's on 67, I think.
Oh, really? At
Yeah.
Station One, that would be great, because some of our first responders don't know that this legislation has passed. They don't know
Yeah.
what services are available to them. And it would be great for them to find out, as well as bring their families, because sometimes those that take care of us are the individuals that take the least care of themselves. So having a strong support group and having, the wives and those people that live at home with these individuals to kind of nudge them to preventive care and things of that nature would be really important.
Is there any way besides the union that we could send an invitation out to all the PDs in the area, like maybe for support staff
That's what I'm
also?
working on. I, unfortunately, we just had our retired officers reunion in March or April, whatever it was. And it would have been a great opportunity to bring it up then. But I still have contact with all of the presidents of the union and retired officers and current officers. The only one that I'm gonna have to look up is, I believe they call it, it's, I want to say Black Officers Council, but it's not written that way. It's a little bit different. So, but I am working on all that. But if you know of any union rep and you want to make a call, you can always say, look, just coordinate with Nancy, and this way I have a list of who you've talked to. Same thing with you,
I was
Brandon.
gonna tell you,
I'm working on it, but by the same token, it doesn't mean,
what I can do is
that I
I can
don't need help.
call Stedman and tell him that you already reached out and you're part of the.
he knows who I
He'll
am.
be, he'll be here if I tell him. That's
A few of them do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the PDs have crime scene techs that deal with chemicals and stuff also,
Mhm.
so if
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the officers.
And the
It
scary thing
extends
is,
further than the
Right,
officers'
at the
house.
meeting,
Yes.
if you could send the invitation to the actual PD, maybe the chiefs.
what I'm waiting for, you remember, I think I asked the last, when we were all together, I'm looking
were
for a
waiting-
flyer.
Right,
or
the
some
date
kind
of the event will
That's
be
what I'm
January
asking.
the 25th.
There you go, that's promise now.
January 25th, 2023 will be the date of the event. And so we were waiting to see what speakers we were going to secure. There's two positions. One firefighter that I believe that he's very well known in the union. So it would be nice to hear his personal story. And we were waiting to see if Jimmy Petronas could join us as well. So we were waiting to put that flyer together to give you something a little more substantial to,
Yeah.
We
but
did it
putting the
soon,
word-
though.
yes, putting the word out there is still important. So maybe a save the date or something like that, that doesn't actually have like the formal agenda or the
Is that
speakers.
the town gonna provide that to us, or doesn't it? Right?
We can work with communications and see what if we can put together a save the date to start to send out the information.
And I think we need, even if it's not a flyer and something on social media and whatever, those of us just phoning people to talk about it.
Yeah.
I would like it to be some kind of a written thing, so we're all giving the same information and not a bunch of I don't knows.
Do we have
We're
a
gonna hang
venue
up and
secured
say,
yet?
It's gonna be in the chambers,
Here, okay.
council chambers. So I'll talk to Claricel to see if she can put something together.
Go get her.
I'll copy you.
Perfect, thank you. That way we can put something together that you guys can share momentarily until we have a formal agenda for the event.
The lady trying to get in the building. she wants to talk, but I'm not 100% for sure, other than that fire that occurred, that's all I know. So you did say that you're going to put something with whom?
With Claricel,
With
I was gonna
Claricel.
reach out to Claricel to see if they can maybe create a save the date.
Yeah.
So that we can start sending it out, and then when we formally have, the speakers organized and what it is that's going to be discussed, then we can attach that and send it as well.
Does anybody have any questions, suggestions? Yes.
I'll make a motion, to support the sponsorship. To sponsor learning with the,
Do we have a second?
helping the.
I'll second it.
All right, and now, the sponsoring and all that, Marilyn, I'm sorry again, because at the other meeting, there was different things going on or whatever.
Mhm.
That's specifically for us to hold in town chambers.
In town chambers, what I would like is for the Public Safety Committee to put this event on. It'll be something that will be a recurring yearly event, hopefully. If it's successful, we can host this every year in January, and I'd like it to be under the umbrella of the Public Safety Committee. I think it's only fitting that be how we present it.
She's already coming over.
If that's okay.
No, I just want to make sure because I'm getting a vision of a lot of people showing up, and I want to make sure there's standing room only in that room. Where am I
That
pointing?
room.
I'll be out in the parking lots, yeah.
It'd be cool to have like the MDPD honor guard, all that type of thing for that event.
I think it could be, it's a really pretty, like, not only is it an important informational meeting, but I think it's also like team building. I think that, getting all of you guys together in one room and, kind of joining forces, right, to spread this awareness campaign, because what's important is early identifying of these things if they exist, and just, preventative care, which is obviously that's the goal. So to me, it's just a warm and fuzzy event, and hopefully I think that we're gonna have good turnout.
What's scary is how many people, fire people, police people, family members who are not even aware
They are not.
of the chemicals and everything. And it's gotten worse because the chemicals are what they are. And I have an uncle that passed away. He had cancer and all that, and went through all the treatments, and he was a fireman. And so it's dear to my heart in that
Absolutely.
that was a long time ago, 20 years at least. And here we are, still trying to get the information out to people. They think they got cancer and it doesn't have anything to do with the job.
But treatment and care has come such a long way
Thank God.
that it's super important to get the information out there, as well as what has happened legislatively that some of our first responders don't know about.
If you could get the police chiefs themselves and the fire chiefs to show up,
That's why I'm picturing that room getting
Well, it's big.
standing room only, I hope.
I mean, hopefully their officers will show up too, but
If you get the unions involved, the chiefs have to be there.
Mhm.
yeah, because even if the workers don't show up, they at least can pass on the information.
Maybe we could have a subcommittee meeting and start listing the different organizations.
So what is it
Contact
need specifically
numbers.
from the committee? For us to just support you on the event or?
Right, I wanted to host the event under the umbrella of the Public Safety Committee. I would like the Public Safety Committee actually to be the committee that puts it together and showcases this information. I'd love it to be live streamed as well, so that individuals that maybe can't come or aren't available, maybe, first responders that are on shift and can't attend can go back and view it. So that would be important as well, to make sure that the information stays memorialized so that it can be viewed at a later date.
Okay, so we have a motion.
Well, I'll make the motion.
Well, we
So I-
have a motion to
Oh, later
support.
already.
Oh,
We
sorry.
have a
I was
motion to
so sorry.
support. We had a second, we had the discussion
Nancy, somebody go pick somebody up. Sorry.
on purpose. On purpose.
Accidentally on purpose.
And we just need to take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I think it's going to be the first of many wonderful events. I appreciate the support.
Okay, what is the status of this lady? I hate to,
Walking over.
she's walking over.
You can always open public comment.
Yeah, I think
afterwards.
so.
Go to the next item so we don't
Yeah,
waste time.
Sort of it. Next
well,
meeting,
the
December.
video that I added onto the PSC video, so we can talk about that from the previous meeting.
Right, the PSC video.
So I believe the last meeting or previous meeting before that, we had talked about doing something of a 9 PM routine video because of all the break-ins.
Not breaking, it's
Well,
not locked.
they're not locking the door, so it's an awareness video, right? Did Clarice, did we ever dig into that? Did we ever talk about that?
I asked for something else. I don't remember the video being that. I remember the video being about the sidewalks, the crossing of the lights, the issue that we've been having. But regardless, the answer remains the same. For us to put out a video, it does take funds, so it's gonna depend on the committee to vote on it. And it's about $600 to put together a video like coordinated logistics and all that.
If the committee doesn't want to pay for it, I'll sponsor it to do the video.
Hello, welcome.
So if the committee want to
Welcome.
do a motion and do it, I'll go ahead and sponsor it to do the video. That's something we have to do. So, I mean, unless the committee feels that we don't want to do it, but that's just my 2 cents.
Now, when it comes to just something as simple as flyers or like posting on social media, we can obviously do that at no cost. If we're talking about a video production, that's where the cost comes in.
Yeah,
So it depends on what you guys are
the,
doing.
the idea that I had in mind was something similar to what the special needs advisory board did with the decals they put. I don't know if you guys saw that video on social media. I don't know if you guys ever see it or not, but kind of what the special needs advisory board did with the program for the decals and doors. But we're gonna do it for the 9 PM routine because we have a lot of good graphics that are put up and spread out. I was thinking about maybe a dual fold video, but what's the most pressing issue in the town is that people are not locking their cars. And they're having the break-ins, I guess you can call it, because the people are not locking their doors. So it's just an idea that I had. Again, it's with whatever the committee decides.
Just to put it out there so they can make it a habit, because once you do it every day. you
Maybe,
become a habit.
maybe Officer Salvador, you have more input to that, or
I'll tell you something, I went to basic crime prevention training and something major came up. There was I want to say it was a Tampa that was doing videos about, like, same thing, lock it or lose and stuff like that. And they were doing like little funny videos, and what they realized was that they started using like, for them as a dog, like the dog is a bad guy. But you can use whatever you want, use like a teddy bear, whatever. Because
How?
cow
That's
would
a
be
good
ours,
idea.
right?
That's a good idea.
I like that, our cow would be ours, right?
Yeah.
Why? Specifically, why? The cow be the town, but the thing is, if you use a white guy, why did you use a white guy? If you use a black guy, why did you use a black guy? If you use a woman, why was it a woman? If it's a guy, why was it a guy? There's always an issue, but if it's a cow, only if Peter gets involved, and that's their. You know, everybody else is gonna be okay with it. Because it's not you, right? So, and you're not harming the cow, so they might act there, but it is what it is. So that was a big thing that we need to look at because, you know, you wanna look at the long-term effects of these videos and, you know, you can make something funny up with the cow opening the door or, you know, stealing stuff. So funny video, this and that is gonna get people's attention. You know, and that type of marketing is very, very good. And nobody's gonna be mad.
I just wanted to, I think the point with it is that I think it's something that we have to kind of, what you said, it has to be relevant for future use, right? I think that's something that's always gonna be relevant, the 9 PM routine. I mean, the history that I've lived in the town for 20+ years, I mean, it's just been that, it's been people don't lock their doors, and that's why we have the break-ins.
And the lock and loser thing is, like you said, it's universal. It's happening everywhere. It's the one thing that happens in the town that will always happen too, right? Because you can mitigate any other crime. But this is something that it's a prime opportunity and people are always gonna leave their cars open. So as long as they have a reminder.
So is there anything that we want to touch upon fire? For the fire department? Because this would be strictly just a police PSA, you know?
But would it be cheaper to also throw in maybe the crosswalk thing that we had spoken about with so people learn about the light and since we're already doing like a film, would it be cheaper?
Whatever the committee wants to do. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, it's the messaging in the video. Don't make the video too complicated tampoco, or you can do 2 videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's gonna be more expensive too, or if you do an add-on, like, just remember, when the lights are on,
Yeah,
whatever, however.
what do you think?
If you make it a generalized type safety video, you could include 3 things. What you said about lock it or lose it,
That's what I was thinking,
And
the PSA video.
the
overall.
lights and the crosswalks, oh boy. The one by my house on Fairway,
Mhm.
okay, I did the same thing the first time I saw it. You see a stop sign and a person on a picture and you stop. And you're almost stopping just to read what it
Yeah,
is.
we have to throw that
And
in
now-
there.
That, it's confusing. So let's use the video to inform people. When you see this sign, look for the people that need to cross. Otherwise, you don't need to stop.
Correct.
And the other thing is on Fairway is they finally fixed the disco light.
They
Oh.
did.
Yes, ma'am, this past week. I know, hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. Now, I was told that we had a second one. I don't believe so on Fairway. I think there's only one.
There was more than one.
There was, okay, then I don't know where it was, so, maybe it wasn't as.
They were back to
annoying.
back.
Okay, yeah, that does sound familiar.
What do you
now,
mean by
but
the disco light?
Yeah,
The
The
cross-
It was a
the
flashing-
power and light
Yeah.
would not stay on
Yeah.
Okay.
and it would flash. Like a disco light.
Is there a component that we can put into the video for a fire component of it from DFR, for the fire department? That anybody can think of?
Oh, the don't block the cross, the thing.
There you go.
Which one?
There you go.
Don't block the box.
The blocks on
Oh,
both fire stations.
Yeah.
oh, my heavens,
There you go.
I go berserk when I
There you
see
go.
that.
So
They
the-
just don't know.
Those, if
So
we
it'd be
get all
what,
those things in. then
9
we
PM routine, so it's like a PSA video, it's an
Yeah.
overall PSA video, so 9 PM routine. And then,
I'm sure they have something also with, like
Don't-
leaving your furnace on or that type of stuff, like a fire safety.
but I think that to the video specific to the top issues I think we've been running into over the years, is so it's definitely gonna lock it or lose it at 9 PM, and nobody likes to
Okay, so,
that, and then I think when you said the box, the box.
so write everything.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
order.
I
The,
put
crosswalk,
don't the 9 PM and the crosswalk,
the
right?
crosswalk, which also explains the stop sign with the little person, because people stop, they come to a sudden stop, I don't know. You guys haven't handled any rear ends on those, have you, that you know of? Because I had a
The
lady stop. in front of me
crosswalk
when
you're
that
referring to,
sign
which one
first came up.
specifically, Nancy?
100% on Main Street. That was a big thing when it first started.
Mhm.
We had a ton of those because someone knows to stop, someone knows not to stop, and I think that's why they ended up taking it out, right? The Main Street lights.
No, I'm talking on
No,
fair,
No, he's
By-
talking about-
by-
over by the little park.
By Bart,
yeah, by the little
In front of
park.
La Coloma.
yeah.
I know over
And
here there
same
was a lot
level.
of problems.
Well,
On-
I have it on
on the one by the park too, because people were going to a complete stop and they still do it. Not as much, but
You're talking about the light that says stop here if there's a pedestrian.
yeah, the
But
sign.
there is no light, it's just
No,
a
it's a
sign.
sign.
Just a
All right,
sign.
there's one on,
Newborn, is it newborn?
yeah, I think it's Newborn and, but they call that particular park, the one with the
With the
the
bridge.
beautiful bridge.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
But there's no light involved with that,
just a
one. It's
sign.
just the sign,
Just
and
a
people
sign.
are still stopping for that one.
And so we do that, and you can also explain the crosswalk. When the lights flash, that means somebody's waiting to cross.
That's a new concept, right? The town hasn't had that for a long time, right?
Well, they had it on,
They
did they
have
have
it
it on
on
Main Street?
Main
They got it,
Street,
they
right
got
across
it
Main
now.
Street.
No, but I think
they
that's a
have it,
new concept. That's
Yeah.
something the town has for
Yeah.
years. No, that's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
they've got one
But they
over
had one on
by,
6th, 7th Avenue where those people got hit.
Yeah,
And
and
then
they
they put
took
it-
off the lights because people didn't know when to stop, when to
Oh,
go,
wow.
so they took it out, yeah. They had it. You would press it and all the lights would come up,
Yeah, because that's the
So-
one.
but you had a green light.
that's unfair.
But
So
that was-
someone didn't know how to
Oh,
stop, someone didn't know how to go. And then they
That's
said,
confusing.
and a bunch of accidents and they took it off.
But in that setup there, when you press it, it should change the light and then it blinks.
Should
It
change
should
that.
do that.
That's, there's one like that, I believe, by
Yeah.
Mary Collins,
Yeah,
was
then
when we
you
were
press it and
campaigning,
then it
that
stops.
people were using it.
But
Yes.
that one has no traffic light.
That one has no
That
traffic
was-
lights.
that was the problem with Main Street, because maybe it wasn't timed right.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
in sync.
But you would see all those lights going off and the green.
Yeah.
So do I go, do I not go? And that's where.
Oh, setup. It should be good. Once you press that, it should go red and then it let you go with the light.
Yeah, it should be in sync.
Yeah.
And who put all those up? Dade County was responsible for those, or was it Miami Lakes?
It's a collaboration.
Okay,
It's
so
the
then the
town
two
of
need to
Miami
get
Lakes.
together and have a discussion about these particular issues, and are we coming or going? Are we gonna keep the rest of them up there and fix it? Or are we gonna start taking them all down like you did the first one?
Well, the other
Make,
ones,
make up your mind, so.
the other ones don't have lights. The one
But
on
Some of
Fairway,
them, they're talking about giving them lights or whatever. Fairway is a speedway, that's what we call it.
well, by lights, I mean
Because
traffic
it's
lights.
stop
Yeah,
sign
yeah,
to stop
yeah.
sign, and if you stop somebody in the middle or over there by Gauchos or somewhere, just to slow them down, you're gonna have less fatalities. And the other thing regarding fatalities in Fairway and whatever, 154th, is where that fatality occurred. You come up to the stop sign, you wanna go make a right. It's impossible to see anything and whatever, because if it's a pedestrian, because of all those green electrical boxes. Those things need to be set back further. Now, who we argue and fight with that? I don't think it's us. I think it's probably Florida Power Light and the county and whatever else, but that is a big eyesore and you
It's
don't
very
see.
dark. It's very dark because the trees
And
need to
it's
be
dark.
trimmed.
You know,
Cover
we're
the
known
light.
for the
Yeah.
trees,
Very good.
but we're killing people because the lights are blocked.
Yeah, but that's gonna be a chore. They're not gonna move that back.
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be up to the driver to make, no, be careful.
yeah, but a kid on a bike doesn't know what your vision is. Even if we explain to people, this is an area where you have to be extra cautious. Do that kind of a campaign, point it out to people, make them aware, this is one of those areas. Not hide that other thing under the rug when there was fatality. So, it's a lot.
So I think the 3 points that I picked up from what everybody said, the 9 PM routine, the lock it or lose it, the don't block the box in front of the fire stations, and then the modern crosswalk lighting system to explain to them how to properly, I guess, use it or when they're approaching the FY.
To include the sign
Yeah,
with the little man,
yeah. Give a whole
that you'll have to
that-
stop there. and
Because
that's-
those are relative to the town specifically.
Right.
That's the reason that I said it, because those are 3 issues that's what the committee's for. We're an awareness committee, so.
Are you planning on making that video just something where you're talking? Or show a little bit of
What I
a
was
film
thinking-
clip of what you're talking about? So, because some people don't even know what we're talking about with that little man with the stop sign and whatever. But you don't need to stop there if,
I'm thinking something of maybe like having a voiceover on the video and then showing the different areas and maybe having somebody like actually walk the crosswalk and stuff
Show
like
the
that.
difference
Yeah.
between the regular stop sign and that particular.
And then, the block the box scenario, like when people are driving, if they're actually not blocking the box, take a video of how it's done, and then somebody happens to block the box, you take a video of that too, you'd be like, don't do this, stuff like that.
yeah, show them what it is you're talking about.
And then you have a voiceover.
When they block the box, put a big X. Right.
Yeah,
And then, when it's open, green thumbs up or something.
yeah, so that's kind of, I thought something simple, now what would the town need from us, Aisle, for us to go ahead and do we need to sign off on anybody, or do we
Well,
need
I
committee
need you
approval?
just to confirm that
Yeah, we
you're
need
okay
to
with
vote
spending the
first.
money, and then, I heard you say something about a subcommittee, so I guess confirm who your subcommittee members are for that, and like that, we can set a meeting with the communications team.
But that, the subcommittee will be for the event or for the video? It will
I
be
think
for
the
the-
committee was for the event.
For the event,
Well,
yeah, it was for the event.
Well, I guess assign who, I'm not sure if all of you are gonna be involved with the video, or if it's just a few of you.
I
just let
think
me
it should
know.
be just Nancy, you're the chair of the committee. You do like a little welcome, and then you just we have a voiceover for the rest of the video. It doesn't have to be you doing the voiceover, but it can be like a,
No,
like,
hi,
Yeah, I think that's part of that's why there's a cost, because you can have a voiceover.
and I'll talk to the videographer, see what he can, get a couple quotes and just bring it back to the committee or whatever.
okay, so we did have,
My whole thing is that if we're not gonna have a meeting in December, that's where I'm getting at with. I gotta figure that out, because if we're not gonna have a meeting in December, I don't wanna drag this on to have it done by like 2 years from now.
All right.
Well, if you guys assign, that's why if you assign someone, we could just work with that person rather than having to wait.
Then-
Unless you want to do
Well,
meetings.
here-
I don't
here's what
mind-
I'm
Can I
thinking.
put a motion to assign Brandon to take care of that? And then
Let's don't get ahead here. We're going to have to vote, number one, for this video.
Correct.
We haven't voted on
Well,
that
so you
yet,
need- you need the motion for
so,
that.
but we didn't have to vote. We had a motion. Did we get a second?
What's there? Repeat
Hold
the
on.
motion, because I don't think it's.
Okay.
No, we didn't make a motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, hold on.
All right then.
There's no
So that's what I'm
motion.
saying.
Yeah, we're just discussing, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll make a motion.
Motion,
to-
second, and then discussion. then vote.
I'll make a motion
Make a
to put the item of the public safety
Video.
awareness video to be completed on the 3 topics that we were discussed.
Okay, motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then from me, from my end, what do you need from my end for?
Well, what I need from you guys first is, there was no mention about dollars, so I need to know if we're. funding
We're gonna
it or
have to
not.
have a subcommittee meeting, don't you think,
But
too?
if you have a subcommittee meeting.
To make it
that's
sim, to make it
Not
simple, I
agreeing
can,
on the dollars.
what we can do is you can just put that as an agenda item for the next meeting. To not complicate yourself, but for the next committee meeting, and then I'll come back with quotes. And then if it's not something out of this world, I can just say I'll sponsor it or whatever, and we'll just do it. I'll talk to the different quotes or whatever. Is that something I can do? Or how does that
I
work?
mean, yeah, you can get quotes. At the end of the
No,
day.
no, I'll
right,
like if I want to just pay for the video, can I do that? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you want to do it at the next committee meeting is what?
And if I decide, if I decide to, just want to make sure I'm clear, because I want to be 2-3 months and have to wait. If I decide to sponsor the video, do I have to bring it back to the whole committee to do it?
The committee has to agree on it because it's gonna have the committee's name
Correct,
on it.
yeah.
And you do have to work with the communications team just to make sure that you're
So,
following all branding.
What we'll do is that we'll bring it back to the next meeting. We'll have another vote to just, I'll come back with the dollar figures and everything, and then we'll just go from there.
So that means on my end, I don't have anything to do.
No, I'll bring it
Okay.
to the next committee
Until
meeting.
next
Yeah.
meeting.
Perfect.
So at this point, can we make a motion to put Brandon in charge since he's gonna be doing all this stuff?
Yeah. do the motion. Brandon to take care of it.
Okay. Motion, sign Brandon.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, I think that's everything, right, for now, yes? We have a guest, and
A motion to open public comments.
thank you.
I'll second.
Following your rules, Nancy.
I just want to, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think there's an item you guys didn't go over. It says something about a December meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna, do that. I didn't know there was, I've never had to have a,
No, that's fine. I just want,
Thing we
I heard you
opened.
guys say you were done with your items, so
Oh,
I just
yeah.
want to.
no, I know,
Remember that,
I know, but I figured, when I bring that up, we're gonna have to vote because of the date and everything, so you want me to do that first?
No, it doesn't matter. I just
Okay.
want you guys to
No.
remember that you haven't gone through it.
My-
Okay.
Okay, all right, so Brandon to reopen public comments.
Mhm.
And George was a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now, we have a young lady, guest. I'll let you introduce yourself and go from there.
Jeannie Martinez,
Spell your first name?
Jeanie. That's how everybody knew me at the fire department. I worked with the City of Miami Fire Department with the first black fire chief. And Carlos Jimenez was in Washington DC now, he's a congressman. And I retired and I worked for them for 32 years,
City of Miami.
City of Miami. Fire Department.
Thank you. And spell your last name?
Martinez.
Martinez. Okay,
And Jeannie's JEA and NIE. That's how everybody knows me here in New York.
2 M's.
Yeah, like I drew a Jeannie, but I
Okay.
don't know which is
Okay, and you are here to,
to sit in and listen to the committee meeting. I plan to come into 2 committee meetings and see if I continue coming forward.
in relation to getting on the committee.
Yes.
Okay. I believe we do not have any openings right now, right? Kyle? I don't believe so.
I had filled the vacancy. I think I was the last one with the lady, right?
Yes. No, we have 7 right now.
Yeah, it's all forward.
It's full right now, but you're doing the right thing. You're visiting with various
Mhm.
meetings when you can. You've got an idea. And thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. I know I ask you this every time it comes around. Regarding absences, we start counting those on October 1st or January 1st?
January 1st.
January
Yeah, it's a
1st.
calendar year.
So we're in good shape. Okay.
That's about to give everybody pop out.
Okay, I think that covers everything. Am I correct? Any announcements or anything else?
Should we talk about the situation that happened in Latin America since we are a public safety committee?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I
Right,
know one of the managers there, and I went yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I have their phone number. And I called and I said, what happened? And they said, well, 44 employees are out of a job. The kitchen burned
Mhm.
on the weekend. And they have 44 people out of work.
Does it have the cause yet?
No, there's an investigation going on.
During the holidays?
That's tough, and 44 families.
Yeah, it's 40, yeah.
That's what I mean.
And they've been there for years too, so it's people been employed for years.
And
there.
everybody visits, the police, the fire, everybody, people from the community.
I was told that it would take 3 or 4 months to reopen. I spoke to the manager.
Which one did you speak to?
He's bald.
It's not Chichi.
I don't know their names.
Okay.
I don't know their names. No. I drove by and I got off the car to ask what was going on Saturday. It had just happened early in the morning.
Right, about 2 o'clock in the morning or so.
Yeah. He said that it was only the kitchen, that it didn't extend out to the rest of the restaurant.
Thank
So it
God.
was only the kitchen, but since they have to redo the kitchen, they were gonna take the opportunity to fix a couple of other things that they needed to fix, so they'd be closed for 3 or 4 months. I believe the Miami Laker has an article on it that I recently read, maybe yesterday or today.
Yeah.
Discussing, the holiday meals that were pre-ordered and that kind of thing. They're gonna be moving some of their employees to their Pembroke Pines location. And they are going to be preparing some of those pre-orders from that location to be able to get everyone the meals that they had already ordered and paid for.
I don't know if this is a safety issue or what. These are our family.
My son was raised on Latin America.
I'm thinking of some kind of fundraiser. Where I work, holidays are here. I know it's something we're all gonna have to vote on and we've gotta,
May not be an impact upon the economic development though.
well,
That's
we've got
more
neighborhood
so-
improvement.
Well,
we
true,
could
yeah,
all
yeah.
do something.
Yeah, maybe,
When's our next
Maybe a
committee
couple-
chair
I was gonna
meeting?
say that, that's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You beat
What
me
did
to
you
it.
say?
We have committee chair meetings in addition to
Goodies.
the meetings themselves.
Do you have the calendar on it?
That one hasn't been set yet.
Okay,
But we
Yeah,
can,
I think-
or if you want to, we can make the motion that you can go and present it, the idea to them whenever they go, whenever you do have it. It's just an idea.
whatever you guys think, whatever, something.
I wonder if there'll be enough time, but the councilwoman had a good idea, start a GoFundMe.
That's true.
I mean, that's something that can be done without,
Yeah, you don't need to do
without
that.
much
Yeah.
legwork.
Because that might be time constraints.
All right. We can vote on something here, correct? Being, contacting whomever to find out how to set up a GoFundMe for them or get other committee chairs, other committees, the economic, neighborhood improvement, those type of things. And we don't have a committee chair meeting set up yet, but if we could do one, it wouldn't be until January.
I'm not sure, I'm not the one that sets that up.
Okay.
I can ask Carousel and copy you into an email. I'm not the one.
Well, the worst that can happen is that we have a December meeting and we discuss it. And so I will make a motion that we look into it as Public Safety Committee with police and fire and other committees and have some kind of a conversation as what it's necessary. I've never set up a GoFundMe, but I think we could maybe do this.
Second.
Thank you.
And who can get this? I don't know if it would be the town.
That's
Who
what,
can
that's
get
what I'm
this
trying
out
to
to
think.
the
I don't know.
press?
I don't know.
You know,
Can
It have-
and
That's
then-
what I mean.
What-
Once it's set, once it's set, we always make the mandate aware of anything, and then we have a press releases that, press releases that send to,
Yeah, it
which
was
are
like the-
local stations.
And then they also, like, the Facebook and the Instagram, they can just post
Yeah.
the link.
yeah, because if we
So
use
what we can
the,
do is give you guys the link to the press release.
because 44, use the angle, 44 families, you know, parents out of work during Christmas time. And
Mhm.
Okay, so all in favor?
I,
Motion passed. The last thing is the December,
I'm sorry, and just to be clear on that motion. So the idea is to discuss with other committees right now. Right now, you're not setting anything up, or are you setting?
no, because we can't, we don't have that much money to do all that. And I think by getting other chairpersons involved or other committees involved, we're gonna have to do some kind of a discussion or whatever and try to include
What's-
them.
I mean, what's the best way of going about that?
Do we have enough time to
That's,
wait?
that's what I'm trying to get at.
Because,
It has to be productive for that. It has to be done like
That's why I was
ASAP.
Yeah,
hoping
like
for a
yesterday.
committee chair
Yeah.
meeting.
Well, right now, there's not one scheduled, so my
Yeah.
personal suggestion to you guys would be to not wait on a committee chair meeting if that's what you're trying to move on right now.
because basically we have 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Christmas is in
And-
4 weeks.
we won't have time for our next committee meeting.
No.
No,
You can talk to committee chairs.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
that's what I was gonna bring up. We can make the motion that you just, that if, to you, for you
Try
to
to
do.
get them
Yeah, for you
involved,
to-
that this is an idea we have, we'd
Yeah.
like to do, and
But
You as a
are
chair-
you guys as a committee agreeing to it regardless? Like, I just need to know so that we can move forward, right? Because we're just
So
kind of.
let's make the
feeding
motion.
into
Let's make the motion. Nancy
conversations
runs
that
Yeah.
point on it. As a committee, we support Nancy and Nancy can just
That's
run
it.
point on it.
And then we find out who we need to put in contact to be the main person who wants to go fund me. Get
So we do-
completed, so they can go ahead and take care of.
basically an idea of contacting other committees to assist with either donations or a GoFundMe. That basically what we
I
want.
think, I don't know how to go about that. The town,
I don't
who would
either.
host to go from the town would?
Well,
No,
I need
it
to,
It cannot be the town.
yeah, I
And
wouldn't
the
be able
thing
to tell
too,
you
you
this. right
have
now.
to
I'll have
remember,
go
there's a
back
lot of
and try.
restaurants in this town. We're gonna be called upon to do that once we set the precedent. So I don't understand any of the GoFundMe process, so.
Well, but there's not that many fires, and if there's
All right,
one, then we'll do it.
motion amended. I will look into a GoFundMe.
Pretty much how it goes,
or
when you do
whatever.
the GoFundMe, you put the main person that's gonna be taking the funds. Once they give it to the other person that says your name on it, then you take that fund and then you take it to the person.
But I nominate you.
Yeah.
I open that door and wide.
He just had the idea.
I can actually create the page, but I don't wanna be the person dealing with all that money, so I don't know.
I think the
Well,
best
you
thing
just
would
do a
be for you to
bank or
connect with
something.
the owner. right?
Yeah.
That's what I was
And just
getting at,
have them
right?
Yeah.
Receive the
Okay,
funds.
so we'll look into
We'll
it.
look into, I can reach out, we can go to the restaurant
Yeah.
and then go from there.
So the motion was
You say-
amended.
Motion is amended that we look into the process of GoFundMe page.
I don't think you guys should say look into it, because looking into it doesn't mean you're
No.
agreeing to it. Either
Are
you are.
we
or
gonna
you're
do this or not? Because that's where we're
You
at
don't
right
have
now.
time
We don't
to
have time to
discuss
think
it.
about looking into it. Do you wanna do this or not?
And I think what she was getting
That's-
at was that you can kind of do it on an individual basis. It wouldn't even be a town thing. Like anybody
Yeah.
can just set it up for them and let them
You
know
can
that
set
you're
it
gonna
up
do
and be
that.
like, look,
Honestly, you get it, somebody creates a GoFundMe, throws on one of the Facebook groups of Miami Lakes and
That's it.
catches fire. That's
And
what
it-
that's what I'm trying to say.
but it's
That's
true,
what they're trying to say.
we just need a person
Just
in that
contact.
restaurant
I
that
didn't mean
Yeah.
to say it like that.
we're gonna give it to you and then. you give it
Hey,
to your
it worked
associate.
under the bar.
To make sure that it's given to the
Hey, that's a hot
associate,
topic.
Yeah.
Well,
very
the
hot.
best bet would be to contact, I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
the restaurant
so-
manager,
Yeah.
owner. And
That's-
I'm sure you
yeah.
can put like flyers around town and then everybody would be aware, they would be held liable. It would look very bad. if they couldn't give
What
them.
I'm concerned about is it's in our hearts,
Mhm.
but my brain isn't quite there yet. I don't know the process. I don't know how involved we're gonna be. And then, God forbid, there are more and 3 and 4 in a year.
My thing is,
All of a sudden, somebody,
I would report on it, but my bandwidth already with that video is gonna be pretty busy, so.
yeah, besides, so,
That's, I mean, that's a great point, but I just,
all right,
how relevant
I
is it?
withdraw
to-
the
I mean,
motion. And leave it at that right now.
I'm
We
good with
need a
that,
motion
but-
for that.
Yeah, we
A
don't wanna-
second rather,
we don't want this to turn into something bad when we have good intentions.
Yeah.
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 All right, I withdraw the motion. Now, our next meeting is scheduled for, this says December 27th.
Yeah, that's when you guys, that's what it's called.
That's what it would be. Now, we'll take a show of hands or something that, is anybody gonna be out of town then? I don't wanna be going crazy. We've got 2 already.
Yeah, it has to be early December if we have a meeting. If everybody after the 15th is out of town, that's what I
Yeah.
noticed with all my events in December. Everybody after the 15th, you can forget about it.
So-
It's either had to be,
What's open aisle, and then we can vote on, or,
I would have to get back to you guys. I can't give you a definite answer right now.
So do we have a couple dates we could choose for?
it will be the 13th or the 20th, but the 20th, it might be the same
13th,
thing.
yeah.
The 13th is a
It's gonna have to
council
be the
meeting.
13th.
Is a council meeting. Can we do it another council meeting?
No, if there's a council meeting, yes.
well, what about like the
Can we go with the
14th?
14th, the Wednesday?
Again, I'm not gonna give you 100%
No, no,
confidence.
no,
I
but that's what I'm
have to
saying.
check
I'm
the,
just giving you-
I
That's a
always check,
Thursday.
I always check with town clerk's office to make sure there's
This is so
nothing.
you have something to,
But
Well, how about we give her 2 dates?
go ahead.
You know, the 14th and the 15th, no?
Well, there's-
Hold on, because I want to see something.
Let me see. We're
The
talking December.
14th, we have a meeting set for another committee at 7 PM.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
so
not gonna
it'll
work.
be-
And
No,
the
the-
13th.
No, the council.
Oh, the 14th, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The 15th?
Well, the town council meeting for December was canceled. I know they're doing a special call, but I don't think it's the 13th.
All right, we're talking
Okay,
about.
so in that
December.
case-
Give me a
The
second.
20th,
I'm gonna,
next week.
you know when it.
Yeah, I think, I'm sorry, I think
13th will
almost
work then.
nobody is doing anything in December, right? Is that right?
I've had like 2 committees canceled. That's up to you guys.
The only thing we have, the only reason we have to have a meeting is for the
Next
video.
week, everyone.
Yeah, it's the only pending item.
We still don't want.
Okay, so for,
It's really how quick do we want to push that out? That comes up, that's pretty much what it comes down to. How fast we want to get that video done. Because if we don't have a meeting
all
in
right, so if
December,
we have a
we
meeting,
won't have this done until like 3-4 months from now. More.
if we have a meeting to discuss the video, what are we gonna discuss? Approval of it?
Approval of it, so.
Yeah, because he's
that's
gonna
it.
bring back, estimates.
They have to do that before we do
Yes, we
anything.
do have to have a meeting for that.
It'll be a short one.
Yeah, it'd be short. It'd be like.
Tell us.
So I can check, if you guys want, I can check for you the 13th and the 15th.
The 13th and the 15th.
The 13th
I have
is
to
a
check though.
Tuesday and the 13th is a
13 or
Thursday.
Hopefully the 13th will work,
Yeah, we close that.
13th, yeah, so I'm open.
because we always do it on Tuesdays,
Wait, what dates was it, sorry?
13 and 15.
Of December. What?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, you said both of those.
Yeah, both of those were, sorry.
That's all right. All right,
I
so,
might be out of town, which doesn't matter. I just have to make sure somebody can cover because you need it.
all right, so December 13th or 15th.
What time? The same time? She's in town on the 15th.
I'll send you guys an email.
Right, video.
And no, the other thing. is
So it's either the 15th or the 13th, right?
Of December.
Got it.
Okay, do we have a motion that, I'll make a motion that we choose between the 13th or the 15th to have a subcommittee meeting.
Well,
Or committee,
No,
committee.
Committee meeting.
Nancy really wants a subcommittee. so-
No. I mean, Nancy is tired. It's been a long month this week. So anyway, make a motion that I'll look into the 13th or the 15th for our next meeting.
I'll second.
And then I you're just gonna contact us to,
yeah, I'll send you guys an email confirming.
right,
Reminder that this week is a short week,
I'm really
so you
sure.
might not.
Yeah.
That email will come in early
Next
next week. And, I think Jared is done with Jared. I just want to mention, I sent out to all committee members, public safety included, budget, access to your budget online. So you guys can look at your budget at any given time. You don't have to wait on me for a report. I'm happy to print it for you guys if you want the actual printout. But if it's, you know, a week after your meeting and then you're waiting on me, you just go on it and get it yourself. And it's up to, like, it's real time. So that's pretty much what I would pull for you if you requested from me.
We have to do that.
That's fine. Even, it's just a little slower now, but that's real time for you guys.
Thank you.
motion to adjourn.
Actually,
Oh, I'm sorry.
the Grinch Busters details were started for the police department, so.
What
there's more-
details?
Grinch.
Grinch Busters details,
Grinch Busters.
yeah, every holiday season, they get done in all the districts. So there's 3, 4, usually 3 to 4 more units, mostly in the afternoon, but it can be at any time, patrolling the shopping plazas for any type of, for deterrence because of theft and stuff like that. Because now, especially now in Christmas, people buying their gifts and they go back to the car and that type of stuff, yeah, so that started, I just want to advise you that. And it goes through the whole holiday season, so it is in January.
Which starts when?
It already started.
Okay,
It's hard guys involved, the town police.
Yeah. And all the districts do, but everybody does it, but here we've started last week or the week before.
Do they go late, not late, but do they go into the night time, like 8, 9?
Yeah, that's prime time.
is it mostly at night? Is that when?
It's mostly at night. But it could be at any time.
So don't even try.
I can't give you exact times and dates, but it's every day. It is every single day, but different times.
And that's our officers that are on duty with the town of Miami Lakes, or is that?
And off duty too. They're coming for
Overtime.
whatever compensation the town is giving at the time for that.
I have a quick question for you. That Northwest Dade precinct that we have in town, what area is that service, sorry?
Okay, all unincorporated, so anything north of 170th, all the unincorporated sections that don't, that border, because I know it goes all the way east to about 47, and then it's Miami Gardens. And then over here on 57, anything east of that is Miami, Opala. Right, so it's any section that they don't, so it's unincorporated, anything unincorporated. So PSN, all of that is Northwest.
Country Club, those like that.
Right. The good thing about having the station here, even though funny enough, if there's an incident in the parking lot, we respond, the town responds in their parking lot. But the good thing is that the cars, right, that are coming through, they're all coming through, they're all marked units. Now, and I know, just for more information, I know in the past, for the town, like, a lot of people in the town, they want the town cars to like show really big town Miami Lakes. That's a bad idea. Because the more you separate the cars, the more people can tell that, oh, that's a town car, oh, that's not. The guys, yeah, if they see something, they're gonna do something about it. But they're not looking, they're not patrolling this area, they're just going through. Their area is north of 170, but if all the cars are the same, people don't know that. It just looks like there's way more police
Presence.
presence than what there really is.
How many enemies did I make when I griped about the unmarked, unattended police cars? Not the unmarked,
Oh, the
just different stop signs there by
The bogies.
Miami.
The decoys.
The decoy, that's what I meant to say.
And then, yeah, and, oh, now they moved the car. So, but it had to drive.
But let me tell you
about
something,
5
that
minutes.
works.
Yeah,
That
because
works,
they
man.
don't know
Is
for
it-
sure
is
until
it-
they get
works.
up on it.
Because even if, let's say you're a town resident and you got used to it and you're like, you know what, it is what it is, and you still speed a little bit. All the other people that aren't town residents are coming through are going, see a police car there. It's a reminder of, they're
Well, that was
around.
gonna be my next question is, are any tickets or, well, there's no tickets being given, but, you know, you've got more residents going down Fairway Drive than you do non-residents, I would think, because of all the apartments and everything all centered around that area.
The good thing is when sometimes they are manned, people are like, oh man, I thought there was nobody in it.
Yeah, I think
And
I
it's
saw
when you get up on it,
someone- I
you
saw
really don't
someone get
know.
a ticket
You
the
never
other
know,
day.
yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, that's what brought it up for me, because I did see somebody, I saw the officer, the lights, and he pulled away, and the car was still there, I thought, oh, she's looking at her ticket.
Yeah, and what's
Good.
happening, what we're doing is instead of putting, like, let's say, you see a Charger, right? And if people know about cars, they know, oh, that's the Charger that they're using as big boy. But we're not gonna put a Crown Vic, we're gonna keep that Charger for a person that has a Charger just like it, and that's the person who's gonna get the tickets. So that it's not, oh, when they leave and it's another car and all that. So to keep it uniform.
Yeah. Even.
Yeah.
All righty. Anything else? Personal comments?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn at 8:08.